Hello! Pull up a chair and join us in the alcove, here with episode 65 of our homebrewed 5th edition D&D campaign, The Chaoslands.
Oh yeah.
As always, before we start, we have a handful of quick announcements, so let's go through those. This bit is fairly repetitive at this point, since if you're watching this, you know it already.
He changed it!
But our change in playing location has made streaming rather untenable. As such, we're going to be uploading our recorded VODs to YouTube instead of live streaming for the next little while. If you subscribe by hitting the like and subscribe buttons down below, you'll be notified when our next episode goes live. Aside from our channel, please also go and follow us on all of our social media accounts, our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, for all the latest news and schedule updates, as well as awesome character art, profiles, and other fun things. We use a variety of background music to improve the ambiance of our game and stream. And you may recognize some of it from Critical Role's Welcome to Taldore, Welcome to Wildmount, and Candela Obscura collection albums, as well as some royalty-free music courtesy of Riot Games. Links to those can be found below.
I don't like it. I refuse.
Please don't do that.
That's what you just did.
I went like this.
Oh, angle I just saw. Whoa.
Those are two very different
Yeah,
things.
we don't support.
Anyways, that's all the announcements before we get canceled. Let's begin our dive into the Chaoslands.
I really want to draw Arkmir as a Disney princess. With all
really?
with all your critters.
The Iron Will,
Sorry.
having found themselves transported across the continent by traveling through a rift of red lightning, had been making their way through the Frostfang Woods in the direction of their next destination, the Rexate of Silthia. After quite a few days of travel, you had found yourself nearing the edge of the woods. The tree line had grown thinner and the temperature a little bit more moderate. It was here, on the edge of the woods, that you came across a strange crevasse in the ground, and a winged scout of the Ordo Draconis, trapped within a sheet of ice at its base. Upon investigating the buried ice and spending a bit of time mining it to see what was within, you found yourself surrounded by the undead minions of the figure who had apparently trapped the warrior within the ice some 7 years ago. Seven. Karis Marina, who had some interest in your companion, Kaltir, and the meeting proved rather consequential for another member of your party, Astra, who seems to have some sort of strange connection to him as well.
Astra did.
After fending him off and freeing the scout, who introduced himself as Cassius, you spent the night making camp here on the edge of this crack in the ground.
Definitely didn't introduce himself as that name.
Cassius. He did.
Castius.
Cassius.
No, the name is Cassius. The first time you said it, you said Castius. I rewatched the clip.
Are you saying the same
You
thing
heard
I'm
it
saying?
wrong, man.
You spent the night making camp here on the edge of the crack in the ground,
With Cassius.
hunting for food, and learning more from your new acquaintance about Icefall, his city and his home, as well as his experiences with the Red Lightning Rift and the various other things that he had encountered around the realm on his scouting missions, and so on and so forth. Upon further digging into some of his history and his mind, he was eventually rather taken aback by a bit of a gap within his memory, and apparently caused by the strange layering of different magics clouding his memory at the time, as well as being frozen. And Kaltir, in the morning thereafter, helped remove this with a greater restoration spell, after which Cassius recalled that Karis had trapped him here, explicitly with a mention of Kaltir, some 7 years prior to now. Cassius also recalled a figure known as the Timekeeper, an archmage that had been the right hand of High Lord Brenna, the Primarch and ruler of Icefall. With this strange memory appearing in his mind and not fully clear in terms of what still seems a little bit like it doesn't add up, the magic used to mask it was deeply troubling to him, and he set flight immediately and left you all behind, first to Cornwall to deliver some letters as a favor for Timon and for all of you for freeing him, followed by a quick return home to regroup with his fellow soldiers and dig deeper into this strange loss of memory. As you broke camp in the morning and continued your travel south in the general direction of the edge of the woods, the morning was quite uneventful and gave you an opportunity to reminisce and reflect on just how different the land now surrounding you is from when you had first arrived within these woods. The frigid temperatures of your first night in the Frostfang feel like a far cry away from the warm air that you now feel on your skin. The trees you had grown accustomed to seeing gradually gave way to those smaller and sparser, with more wide and open canopies, unlike the sharply pointed pine trees that you'd seen prior. The underbrush, once dense and tangled with roots and thorny bushes, had to recede, leaving patches of even open ground in some places. The grass itself sort of yellowing and not as vibrantly dark verdant green. The earth covered with a soft golden carpet of dried leaves and grasses. As the trees disappear and become even sparser, maybe one off in the distance, you find yourself in a wide savannah of gently rolling hills stretching out to the horizon. To your right, and off in the distance, you still see a few scattered trees, relatively small, and in the distance, the mountains of Kesmag's Teeth, still foreboding, but with the temperature and the weather and the openness around here, perhaps a little bit less so. As you look out to the south, you can south and to the southwest, your left, southeast, you mostly just see grass, like medium length, roughly, spanning out as far as you can see. Miles of tall green and golden grass that sways gently in the breeze, creating a mesmerizing ripple and shimmer of sorts. Here and there, clusters of trees and rocks dot the landscape. And in the distance, as you're looking out over here now, you can see even a few wisps of smoke rising from places. Clearly signs of others out here in these plains. You know not whether they're friends or foes, but there certainly are people. Not many. A couple of spots you can make out. You also see in the distances many signs of life. You see small moving dots of whether they're animals or herds of things moving. You know not how large or how dangerous they may be. There's definitely visible. Up in the sky you can make out large winged shapes flying over. It comes as a rush to you, and while it feels wide open and vast and less oppressive, you also feel a lot more exposed. You feel without the cover of the forest to protect you. It's a lot harder to hide in these plains, so to speak. There are less trees to climb. There are less shadows to sit under. There's definitely wide open. And even off in the distance, you can see in a few spots over, nowhere within threatening range to you, you can definitely see large groups of black clouds scattered across varying places. You gather that there are red lightning rifts that are occurring even now, somewhere across these plains. You've entered the Cradlefields, as they're known.
Cradle?
Yes.
Whoa.
Cradle?
Cradle.
No,
With
kidding,
a
I'm
T?
kidding.
Cradle with a D. Also, it's on the map. Just go look there.
We never bring the fucking map out.
I know, I was just trying to find it in our chat, but there's too many gifts and
I
stuff.
mean, we have the actual one in the closet.
It's here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I brought it.
I don't think you brought it.
Cradlefields.
Yeah. Cool.
You emerge from this tree line.
This is that
And in particular, you guys are doing what's the marching order? Who's leading the way, and who has been leading the way for the rest of the
Before
morning?
we get going, let me just replenish our supplies.
Oh, yes.
Wah, 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 wah.
We're all just huddling around it.
Yeah. Just hand out
Great.
as bland as they are, but at least we have water. So I'll make sure hand that out to everyone. And the very bland, but nutritional food
Keeps
that
us
I have.
alive.
This will go great with the deer meat.
Sure.
Question, DM. Did you say that at the end of last session we fast forward a couple of days?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah.
Not a couple of days, a few hours.
A few hours?
It's you woke up in the morning, you broke camp, you started heading south. This is now early afternoon, I would say.
Okay.
You've been traveling for about a half a day, and you're now
Can we
just now leaving the tree line.
can we say that I salted all of that meat for?
I can say that was part of the preparing
Probably
of
would've
stuff
done
last
last
night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will probably try to stay near the front
Mhm.
of the marching order.
I'll take the rear.
Actually, you know what? Wherever Ashra is, I'm right beside.
I'm usually somewhere in the middle.
I'll probably be near the front,
Mm.
trying to just.
Who's leading? Are you leading?
Probably one of these two.
I mean,
Really?
probably us together.
Okay.
I don't think we would be walking in a single file. So
Just holding pinkies.
yeah, skipping.
And then you're
Frolic.
roughly-
Yeah.
Yes, in the field.
And
You
then
gotta
time you're
follow
bringing
in
up the rear.
Yeah, and question
If you're
DM.
walking,
yes.
you're doing it
You
wrong.
said that this is a savannah-like,
It is, as you're now
so
exiting from the tree line.
predominantly like an orangish hue or a greenish
Yellow.
hue.
Yellow and green.
Can I change my Clanko chimeric cape to sort of match the color of the area?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All my stages
Cool.
of life.
All right, and I got weapon in hand.
Whoever's leading for this first or this next leg of the journey,
Go for it, Cradlefield.
make a survival check.
I will not.
Also,
that
which way are you guys headed now that you're out of the woods?
Probably southeast.
Yeah, I mean, we have the map, so we would try to
Okay.
probably orient ourselves.
We were told to
towards
try and stay
Sylvia.
as close in the plains before the deserts. So whatever route that is.
Yep.
I will, not that I'm going to make a check with this, but I will be actively keeping my trunk held high, trying to smell any undead creatures or any death or
Right.
decay. Granted that we've encountered it
Mhm.
twice now since leaving Almair's.
What check are we doing? Survival.
Survival check, just to see if you're able to like figure out and orient yourself.
Just one of us
properly
or
and not
both
get
of us?
lost. Just one of you, or the other. If
Go for it.
you're both proficient,
Yeah.
then another one can roll with advantage.
I'm half proficient in it.
Okay.
You probably should have
Advantage.
rolled.
Advantage.
Oh, advantage? Oh my god. You should have rolled.
Well,
7.
I would say it's good to get them out of the way, but we might just turn around and end up back.
Oh yeah,
in-
I would
look, the
have. I would have got
forest.
17.
Yeah.
First, that has to.
Something about just how wide open everything here is. You lose kind of that sense of orientation
It's
that you've
so
had
bright.
so far. You're simply heading south, directly
Yeah.
south.
You got this
You know where the
works.
mountains are. You know which way is south. As you exit from here, it's kind of hard for you to figure out a proper trail.
Yeah.
It takes with the help of the big one who's made like a compass and with the ability to like keep an eye out off in the distance.
Let's have Hoku.
You do have Hoku. It's not like you're going to get lost or anything. You have a general idea. Plus, as you look off in the distance towards the southeast, it's rather obvious which direction the desert is in because it becomes hazy and cloudy with
Right.
the dust picked up by the ground.
Are those magnets?
We got magnets at the top.
Oh, yeah, we do have magnets.
No, there's proper magnets at the top left.
They're really
There's
weak
only 2,
magnets.
isn't there?
Oh no.
And they're not very strong.
Anyway, continue.
Those
Yeah.
Oh, there's one over on
So,
the bottom.
No.
bottom
Where did we come
those
in?
things
Oh,
are not
Cradlefields.
meant to.
Oh, damn it, I put 2 D's. And I put it in 2 words. So we came out here.
Ish, roughly, you'd think.
Well, the Frostfang.
Yes.
So we're going like this.
Are you going? Well, you were going directly south. Yes.
Yeah, so somewhere this way, we need to go this way.
Perfect.
You just got more.
These magnets are shit.
Wait, there's one more. Perfect, perfect.
That's
Nailed
good
it.
enough.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We see the parts we need to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we came
For
out
now.
of Frostfang, and we're going somewhere here. So we're gonna have to, if we go straight south, we're gonna hate.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we got a ways
we
to
gotta
go,
go.
anyways. Yeah.
But you can see off in the distance towards the southwest, very far away from you. The air and the clouds do get hazy and
Gotcha.
dusty and sandy. So you can kind of gather that way is where the desert is, but just finding ways that are also not as far out in the open, perhaps like finding large boulders and maybe making your way through there to stay roughly in the shade. And plus, just the adjustment to being in the wide open and how hot and warm and the heat pressing down on you, it does slow you down a little bit.
That would have been easier to hang up there.
We should.
What's different about that?
Hang
It's
it
not a
in
mat.
your dungeon when you get one.
Yes.
Oh man, Rio is really
Yep. That's where they say elephant fucker. Fuck.
We'll just do a little loop back.
They said
later.
they've seen some.
Yeah, I know. They've
One
also,
day.
they've also seen some in
Yeah,
this area
there's some
too,
in
so-
the the
One day we'll have an
track or-
airship.
Yep.
So
or a teleportation device.
last time, I think Time you were asking about like where in the map ish the Deadwood Clan and stuff would be.
Yes.
Like around here.
Okay,
Oh,
so
we're
on
not
the
that far.
This part is called the Dead Man's
well, I
Road.
mean, if we were told to stay as far on the edge, that technically would be on the edge, and then you just have a straight shot at east.
If you would like.
Wait,
If
but
we want to go
don't
south.
we want to avoid
The desert is much
no
closer.
lake.
the lake?
Well,
What's
That's
wrong with
where
the lake?
that's
Yeah.
where Karis apparently was.
Well, yeah.
And Kaltur
we
doesn't
don't-
want us to find out about his secrets.
Yeah.
we don't need to go, we don't need to go straight south. I'm saying, like, if we get to the edge of the desert and loop around the plains, that might be safer than just going straight through the plains. Or, sorry, desert. Like,
What
that
if
is
we
longer than
hug
that.
the ocean side?
The far side?
You would have to go through the Cragdoom tundra.
I'm just trying to
get
throw
there.
a wrench in
Okay.
our face plans for us.
Anyway,
Do whatever you
for
want.
now, we're going south
Why don't we go
southeast.
this way?
You didn't roll too well. So
You're
we might be
aiming to
going
go
north.
southeast.
Yeah, we might be going north.
No, we're going south.
You're going southeast ish.
Ish.
Roll a d20 for me to see how
Dragon.
you travel.
I don't have the destiny dice, so I'll take yours.
Here.
Ha,
Okay.
17.
Now let's see what I roll if you just messed it up.
Perhaps it's because you're taking it more carefully and slowing down your travel for a little bit. That you are fairly confident that your travel is. You're making sure that nothing's keeping an eye on you. You're keeping your eyes in all directions. And as the sun begins to fall, your travel goes fairly smoothly. There isn't anything too dangerous that you've encountered
Good
so
job,
far
Kelsey.
in your first little bit of travel here through this strange sort of landscape that I don't think any of you have actually seen. I think you have a little bit of time in, because when you were traveling south from Cornwall, it was similar. You were going
Yeah.
through
You would have
the
come.
Cradlefields. And Astra, you probably have seen a little bit of it.
And we met at the edge of some woods.
The tower
was
and
it?
Elders. Right
Those
there.
woods,
Right,
right
there.
around there.
That's where you guys found Dipdorf, which you called it in episode 1.
Yeah.
And then
The
you continue
hurricane
traveling
from-
west along the wood line, and then along that shore, and then along the mountains
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
to
Cool.
As the sun begins to set, you keep an eye out for a potential camping spot. You find a fairly large, sort of like acacia tree style thing, like a large tree. There's a few remains of animal droppings and stuff near it, but you clear that out and begin to make camp for the night. Anything you want to do before making camp? Anything?
I'm gonna set my staff a couple feet this way. And then see if I can talk to it. Staff lady? Like without touching it?
No response.
Beautiful. Guys, you remember that problem we were talking about last time?
What problem?
Well, how Cassius was talking about how the timekeeper has kind of gone missing from time and then left all in a huff trying to figure out more about this timekeeper that he kind of has from his memory, but it's kind of gone from his memory from being frozen in the ice. Well,
That sounds complicated. You lost me
Yes.
there already.
Follow.
long story short, I'm pretty sure that the timekeeper is in the timekeeper's what's his called? Staff.
So,
What?
And that's the voice I've been talking
so wait,
to.
the staff is called the Timekeeper's Staff?
It's got the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, it's the
All
timekeeper's
great
staff.
weapons
And-
have a name.
You said
That's
that in
what- yeah.
episode 1 as well. I just rewatched it. So it's called the Timekeeper's Staff.
The
And
staff,
he's
well,
talking
the
about the
staff of the
timekeeper.
timekeeper.
And it took you that long to put the two together? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have questioned you. It's my fault.
Do you want me to start turning back time and like doing weird shit?
Actually, kind of. It was really cool.
So, anyways, I'm pretty sure that the missing timekeeper is in that staff.
Are you sure it's not just like a magical weapon that just talks to people? You're sure it's somebody stuck in there?
How do we know that Timekeeper's not a title like Riftwalker or any of the other ones that we've heard? How can we be certain
Or
that
the big
it's
one.
one and the same?
We're not, but I think we need to ask her more information. Here's the thing. She wanted to talk to Cassius, and I was just like, yeah, sure, totally. And then I didn't let that happen because I thought maybe that would be weird. And also I asked you guys, and you guys said maybe we don't let that happen. So I didn't.
How does...
But here's the thing that I had in mind, because I think we need more information from Staff Lady. She said for her to talk to Cassius, all he had to do was to hold on to the staff. But what if we get a little group chat going on? We all hold on to the staff, and we all just have a little...
Takers are here.
You can ask her questions.
Like, you want us to hold the staff?
Yeah, I don't want to do this by myself.
Is it
All
safe?
together. I don't know.
Well,
I
are we
hold
going?
it. I hold it.
It's
Are we
behind
going
me.
to meet her
I
imaginary
hold it over
friend?
your shoulder.
It's not my... I don't have any imaginary friends.
Do you know
There's
if
Aster
it?
and
Do you
he's
know if
real.
it works if multiple people touch it, or is it just
Do you-
a one-on-one?
No
Do
idea.
do you let him touch the staff?
It's still behind. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
behind me
It's-
because I didn't
it's
want her
off in
to
the-
hear this
Yeah, that's
discussion.
fine. Yeah. So I'll wait. I mean, I could say hello.
Okay.
I saw what you did. Maybe I have magical powers to stop time and bend space.
Sure, Astra.
I will show you. Hold on to the staff and you'll see.
Oh, all
there's...
right, pass it over.
Okay,
All
here,
right.
both of you.
I'm gonna start by holding it with my metal arm. Does that do anything?
I'm gonna be holding it too.
You both
Wow.
hear a voice in your head.
Metal arm is in the one with a gauntlet on it?
Yes.
Because you don't have a metal arm anymore, right? Is that the whole thing?
Yes, it's like replaced my arm. It's
Okay.
prosthetic.
It's not a metal arm.
It's a prosthetic.
It's
got
like
a
a
gauntlet on
ghosty
top
USB.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Weird,
arm is
freaky.
still not an elephant arm.
Yeah.
It's a prosthetic arm with a gauntlet attached to it.
Okay.
No, there is like weird ectoplasm.
It's a fucking Cyclops cyborg thing going on.
Okay.
Not Cyclops, cyborg thing going on. Okay?
But if you took off the gauntlet, you would still have an arm that you could punch with. It would just be
Oh, I'm aware. I'm
like,
aware. Yes.
weird
Yes.
energy.
It's called a battle fist, if you
Yes.
want to be specific.
Okay.
Okay? But I still have a prosthetic arm.
The fist battle?
Who's,
Before it was
who's
completely
grabbing
metal.
the staff?
I will.
Uh-huh.
All of them first and see what happens.
All three of you hear a voice, and
Stop that.
I'm just repositioning my arm.
all three of you feel a voice in your head that goes, "Oh, there's more than one of you here?"
Fucking told you guys so.
It's not a massive my head too.
It's a soft female voice.
Does it sound like Astra?
Make an insight check.
50.
You're fairly confident it's not Astra.
Oh.
There's a certain lilt to the accent that is quite distinct from Astra's voice.
It's the French part of Italy.
Exactly.
Hello, staff lady. Are you alright?
I'm not sure
Hello?
I've ever been called this.
Are you a god?
No,
She doesn't remember anything.
feel like a
She's
guy
not
would
sure
say
who
I
that.
she
don't
is.
think so. At least.
Are you good or evil?
She doesn't remember.
What?
I feel good.
Perfect.
What's your name?
I don't know.
Let me get
What,
you guys.
what do you mean you don't know?
So Astra, if she doesn't know anything, why are we talking to her?
Hold on, and then I take the staff and I put it behind me
Oh.
again. Remember what we talked about? The whole timekeeper, Cassius. Maybe she's the timekeeper, but she doesn't remember very much. We just talked about this.
But what are we supposed to talk to her about?
I don't know.
Oh. I could ask her if she's the timekeeper.
I
Maybe.
was only half paying attention. I thought you were cuckoo. So,
So what do we say?
now I think I'm cuckoo as well.
I'm so
You're not
Sorry.
cuckoo.
Arthur and
She's
Calder, you're
not.
just seeing them talk amongst themselves
I'm-
and then put the staff away.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't stay mad. I forgive you.
To be fair, I didn't believe her either. but that's okay. I did after I saw what you did, I believed you, but prior to that, I was skeptical, that's all.
Okay, well now can we all get on the same page about Haster not being imaginary too?
Well, I mean, if I knock
He's
on
not
a tree, then he
imaginary.
doesn't
I
knock
never
back.
heard the knocking.
Baby steps. We
I'll
Arkmir,
have you-
Kelthir, come listen to this.
Someday there's going to be a time, I'm sure, where we can all be knocking on a tree and having a conversation with Haster too. And then you'll also be saying, I'm sorry. And I'll say, I told you so.
Okay.
Until then, know that you have friends.
Yeah, who
Can
think
they
I'm
support?
cuckoo bananas?
No,
Just a little.
just cuckoo. No bananas. But anyway, this is great.
Yeah. So,
I
What
don't.
do I do about the lady and the stuff?
Can we get her out?
I don't know. Do we want to get her
Should we
out?
break the stuff?
So wait, are you worried about her now? Are you a little scared of this
Well,
staff
I
lady?
don't know. Like, I have this staff, and then
Well, the other day you were really excited about her, even though we thought you were cuckoo bananas. Is that
Yeah.
what you said? But
Well-
now you're worried about her?
Well, I'm worried because apparently the timekeeper is this big, powerful person who existed, maybe doesn't exist anymore. It's questionable.
Are they bad? Are they evil?
I don't know. I know as much as what we heard from Cassius.
Yeah, he didn't make her sound like she was some person we should stay clear of.
No, but he said she was like the right-hand man to Brenna.
But he also forgot about it until Kelthir cleared his mind. Why do you think?
But am I gonna get in trouble that I've been like carrying around this like right-hand man to like this Brenna
I mean-
in a stick this
I
whole
mean,
time?
if you deliver her to her, them today,
Did you do anything bad to her?
I don't.
are you
I've
keeping
been
her there?
fine. No, I didn't put her there.
Okay.
Arkmir gave me the stuff.
We're sending messages again. I never get a message. I got a message. Who's it from?
There,
Oh, damn it.
I was just there wasn't a voice in the staff when I had it.
I don't know what.
Did you try talking to it? You just didn't hear anything.
Is
Did
that
you, did
how-
you hold
Did
it?
you try talking to it? Or
No, this.
Did I try talking to my stick? No.
I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but subconsciously I wasn't there. Did you hold it in anything? Was it wrapped in anything?
It was wrapped,
It was right.
So maybe you needed flesh on flesh.
but I did unfold it at one point to see what was in there.
That's true. Maybe you should. I mean, we don't really know what this is. All we know is.
Arkmir, make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy.
I just don't want to get in trouble, you guys.
Actually,
I've been
all of
carrying
you
around-
can make an intelligence saving throw.
Saving throw?
Memory
Oh,
check.
I'm so good at these.
Well,
Natural
actually,
one.
everyone except for you can make this because you weren't around back then. so-
I got a 19 for what it's worth, so I'm confident.
Sorry.
I'm confident. I know I wasn't there.
I've rolled 2 nat ones.
15.
I got
So.
7.
Both separate dice?
Yep.
That one.
15.
Oh no.
I'll message you. Well,
Okay.
Can you message
You're
me
getting a
too?
message.
I get a message.
I don't know why I searched for Arkmir on.
He's just gonna send you whatever Google populates. I don't think you'll get in trouble. I mean, you didn't know that she was in
No,
there. We
but-
don't even know if it's a real. Like I said, it could just be a magical weapon. Those exist, from what I understand from my father. There's things that maybe it's a curse. Maybe
It
you're
could
cursed.
be, but I'm cursed.
It
I'm
could
not
be
the one in
cursed.
this group that gets cursed.
Well, I mean,
It's
people
always-
have their problems, but weapons could be cursed, and they could be trying to get you to do dangerous things.
But she also seemed familiar with the blade that Karis was carrying.
Huh?
You know the big blade that he.
She was.
What?
She
Me with?
she was the one. Huh?
She knew something about the blade, and then that's how it got like sent away and stuff.
Oh, she sent it away.
Well, no, I had a big part of it. She was only like a little tiny part of it. It was mostly me.
Oh.
But she said that she recognized that blade. I don't know. It's all weird.
Astra, can I see the staff?
Are you gonna
hold
talk to her?
If she talks to me, then I'll talk to her. But I
Yes,
just
but
want
I
to
want
see
to
the
hold
staff.
on to it too.
Sure.
Okay. Go pick it up from behind me. Sorry about that, staff lady.
Holding it.
You
way.
both hold. Whoever's holding onto it hears, "Hello, what? This was a lot of new people all of a sudden."
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce you to my friends. This is Arkmir.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hello. I I guess I did not. I've never heard your voice before, and I don't know if Astra told you, but I was in possession of this staff beforehand. Is there a reason we didn't speak earlier?
I don't know what. I don't even know what I'm in. She's just been calling me staff lady. I don't genuinely.
Well, you don't
I'm
remember
assuming
your name,
based on
so-
that I'm in some sort of staff,
I had to give you
or my
sign
consciousness is there. For me, it's just a blank, dark room that my consciousness is in. I don't really have a body. I'm just.
She's kind
thought.
of evading your question. I think she didn't like you, and that's why she didn't want to talk to
Oh
you.
yeah. I mind if I try something, Astra? Take it. It's okay. You'll still be able to hold it.
All right.
And so just notice that the top of this there is an hourglass, and there wasn't sand in this when I gave it to you.
Well, I didn't put it in there.
I just want to turn it upside down and see if anything changes.
Nothing changes.
Is the
There's
sand moving at all in this hourglass?
The sand is always falling a little bit. As you hold it even upside down, it is still falling a little bit.
Staff
Upwards?
lady?
Like it's almost
Oh.
going from the top to the bottom. Even if you go like this, it's going.
So we noticed that
that's
right now, and
fucking
it's
sick.
like,
I gotta draw
okay.
Wait, it's going from the bottom up all the time?
I mean, no, it's going from the top to the bottom all the time, but as they flip
It
it
also
it's still going
Gotcha.
from
Whoa.
the same way.
Is it a
When we flip it, it's
circular
going bottom
hourglass,
up.
or is it like a?
It's like an hourglass with like the normal hourglass shape.
It has curves too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a rounded one. It's,
Cool.
there's hourglasses that are literally like two pyramids on top of each
No,
other.
it's like
Yeah, okay.
like a normal hourglass.
It's got curves.
Yeah.
I wanna
It
try
does have
something.
curves,
What-
yes.
what
But it's
kind?
also like in this sort of like ornate, like carved
It's got
pieces
dragons
of
in the
wood,
middle.
just like all around it. No dragons, no nothing. But it's all like placed within this at like a slight angle,
Is it
Uh,
like
filled with like fine, like dark purple-ish sand.
is it like a fine crafted piece, or is it more like a Gandalf staff of like some weird
The
shape?
frame of the staff looks like a little bit weird and like swirly and unpredictable. But the hourglass itself is very.
I wanted it to come out differently than it did.
It came out
I
different.
think you forget what an hourglass looks like.
Yeah, I started. I'm like, oh no.
The hourglass itself looks very fine. In fact, like as you look at it, you're not even sure what material it is. It looks like glass of sorts, but
Mike loves an hourglass figure, whatever that is.
It's got in my mind. I couldn't get it out.
Whoa. Okay. Staff lady, hold on. I want to try something. Hold on to your hat. And then I take it and I shake it
Whoa.
up like a snow
Oh.
globe.
the sand in the bottom like flies up a
You
little
just
bit.
killed
like
the
shakes.
whole fucking
Um,
timeline.
She's like
The stuff in the sand in the top, like the one that's dripping down, that doesn't seem to move at all. So,
How far down is that sand? Like, if there was like a percentage of the sand that's in the bottom
it's
versus
a
the top.
little like there's probably a little less in the bottom than in the top, but it's fairly even, roughly.
Okay, so like a 60-40, let's say, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Something like that.
So you have 60% of time left to live.
Here's a weird idea. Back when I used to work on things, when we wanted to see what was on the inside, we broke things. What if we just smashed it? Do you think a lady would pop out?
I mean, maybe. But maybe also it would kind of break time and time would stop.
But you know how to fix that.
But also, like, if there's a person in here, if you want to learn more about a person, you don't just, like, crack their head open and look inside their head.
Well, she's not the staff.
Well, no, but we don't know really what she is. She doesn't even know what she is.
So you don't want to crack it, but you're fine scrambling her brains up by shaking
I told
it.
her to hold on.
okay.
Given the nature of the item as well, I don't think we would be able to break it.
Break it.
Staff lady, do you want to meet Arkmir?
That's
He's over
Kelvin.
there.
Kelthier?
She's gone crazy again.
Yep.
I don't know who that is, but sure.
Uh-oh. This
Well,
one's
it-
gonna cause a negative reaction.
Yeah.
Is there anything
He's
that
gonna hold it,
I
she's
would
gonna
gain by
scream.
talking to?
Let
You
go.
would be not being
Yeah.
rude.
We don't know who this person is, though.
That's the whole point. We're trying to get to know her.
Shouldn't we not tell her everything about us?
If he doesn't want to speak with me, that's fine. 'Cause
It's
you're still
okay.
holding on to this.
Yeah.
Well.
Calthier can be really shy sometimes, so maybe another time we'll introduce you two.
I think, honestly, it's probably smart. I wouldn't
I didn't hear
trust
that, but I'm,
the
I'm just saying,
strange voice coming from staff. If that is what you say I am in.
It's a very nice staff.
It could be cursed. I just want to say.
My friends are worried that it's cursed. Are you a curse?
But she doesn't
Do you
know who
think?
she is.
I know, but maybe I'm sparking a memory and she'll be like, oh,
But would a
Remember.
cursed thing tell you if it was cursed?
maybe. I don't know. I've never been cursed. Arkmir? Would a cursed thing tell you it's been cursed? Okay.
Exactly.
If you come across, I have a strange memory in my head of being fairly familiar with enchanted things, these artifacts and things that you speak of. I would always recommend being wary around them.
Are you saying you're a danger to us?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not saying. No, I can barely do anything. The only time I've been able to affect anything has been when you gave me permission, the ability to assume control.
Can you hold for another moment? Please hold. And then I go put her back over there behind us. Do I mention Brenna?
Probably should keep some things a little bit under wraps, as Calthier mentioned. Perhaps we'll learn some more information about it in our coming travels. That we might find a way to restore her memory, or find a way to get her out, or
We just don't want to help her to realize who she is yet until we know if that person is good. Yeah?
correct.
Well,
Okay.
I'm kind of creeped.
What?
The only exception is if they carry a crystal sword. And to be fair, we thought he had a crystal sword.
That's
we
true.
probably shouldn't have released him, and it's a learning lesson.
But the moral of the story is somebody owes us a crystal sword.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we know she isn't evil?
I mean,
Or she is not going to, I don't know, want to take over your body or something like
I
that.
don't. But here's the thing.
I know.
So, be careful with all the voices that seem to reach out to you all the time, you know?
I mean, she's been pretty nice for the most part, but also right
the
now.
boy on the other side of the wall is nice, the staff lady is nice.
Yeah.
You're very trusting, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
Be
that's a nice
careful.
quality of myself.
Nor-
Here's the thing though. If she's evil, right now she doesn't remember. So if she's trying to do bad things, she doesn't remember that she's trying to do bad things. So for right now, we are all hunky dory
Okay.
until she starts remembering potentially. Then we'll learn more that she's good or bad, and then we need to burn the stick as Kidling.
Did you say kidling? I think you did.
I'm pretty sure I
Kids
did.
and
Yeah, there should have
Kidling.
been an N in there.
I don't trust Astra anymore, guys.
Listen, lass, I'm clearly not the smart one here. But be careful, okay? Like,
Oh no, Thumb.
Oh, Thumb. Poor Thumb.
I don't know.
I won't tell her all of our secrets. I'll keep some of them to myself.
I will certainly hope not.
I'll only tell her. I'll only tell her a little bit. I'll only tell her what.
You only told her all of our names and, you know,
Yeah.
like, there were walking around with you and
You guys didn't believe me that she was even real, so I had to introduce you so you didn't think I was Cocoa Bananas. Except for Arkmir, he was kind of rude. No, Kelthier.
Why? Oh. Okay.
you got the beef this time.
How are you?
I'll just leave her over there for a little bit.
Sure. Just be careful if she starts asking you questions or demanding things from you.
Or taking control of your mind, or
Well, she might not know that. She might just get brain controlled. It'd be up to us to stop it. But just be careful, that's all I'm saying.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Right? So you're setting up camp for the evening. I imagine you're probably waiting until closer to sleepy time before setting up the dome.
For the bedtime
Once
boys.
people are ready to go to sleep.
Is there anything anybody wants to do beforehand?
Yes, actually, I will go over to Astra. I picked you a flower. I'm sorry for thinking you were Cocoa Bananas, but that's not actually a real gift. I just made, I picked it and I thought of you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to reach in my bag and pull out a very super finely crafted magnifying glass. You requested this a while ago, and I know it's a bit sentimental from the
I
last
tossed the
big
flower.
one. I know
You're supposed to inspect.
the other big one gave you that, or a version of this, but hopefully you can make good use of it. And it's like very beautifully
Oh
crafted.
my god, it's even better. Don't tell our big
I
one.
think he's dead, but
Don't
one.
tell him. The dead one.
maybe now you can be like the books, Nancy Shrew.
Oh my gosh. It's like it's right in front of me.
Yeah, just be careful with staff, lady.
Okay.
You thought a lot. Oh no.
Anything anyone else wants to do before turning in?
I'm gonna be just looking around at everything with my magnifying glass. Like bugs, twigs.
You see if you find a few ants crawling along the ground. You find them and you just look at them. You can go in and inspect like the animal droppings that were here beforehand.
Ew.
It might be harder at night, but given I think we can probably see way further in
You can.
like the sky, I would be keeping an eye out for if I can notice any storms and then try to almost like track them,
Pinpoint
like
them,
and
yeah.
plot them
Mm.
as if I have my own little like version of a
Oh,
map,
yeah.
and I'm trying to be like, I saw one here and it moved a little bit, and I saw one here and it moved
Yep.
this way, and trying to just like plot some of that.
Might
as I
help
see.
us. Yeah.
Make a perception check.
All my dice are terrible tonight. Perception? It's not a 1.
Holy shit.
14. Oh, wait, no, that's a 9.
I love
17.
3.
No, it's a 9.
Okay. Throughout the
I thought it
night,
was a
you
6.
you spot like off in the distance probably
Nine.
2 storms gathering that you saw towards as the sun was darkening. It gets very dark here, but the light of the moon
I'm
keeps
okay
it.
with the dark. Yeah.
It is just a few days after the full moon, so you still can't see too far on the plains themselves.
Okay.
But because of the sky in general, the lightning that soon begins to form off in the distance, the red bolts that you can see. There's a couple of them that you keep an eye out for. One towards east of you, just a little bit northeast.
Okay.
And then one off to the west. Nothing directly south of you, and nothing to the southeast.
Okay. Yeah, just taking them back.
You keep an eye on them, and after about roughly an hour or so, both of them kind of fade away and stop happening. You turn in for the night, whoever's taking first watch.
Yeah.
Before we turn in, I want to try and see if the signs of life are getting any closer to us, like smoke from campfires or there any signs of
Anything
anything or anyone moving closer to us?
Make a perception check with disadvantage because it is nighttime.
Hmm. 16.
Also, did you guys light the campfire of sorts, or are you camping relatively?
How?
I mean, if you using
It's not
your
the
dome-
warmest, but it does get dark.
Well, the dome
Or-
is like
Yeah.
room temperature. It's mild, regardless of what the outdoor is. So, and we all just came from like wintry setting, so we have stuff to bundle.
Does it conceal? I forget. No, it doesn't. Like obscure vision from the outside, right?
I think it's
It
okay.
Is it?
16.
How did the deer see inside?
We weren't in.
Oh, I thought you had a dome set up. At that
It's
point.
kind of hard to tell. Like you don't see any figures or any shapes moving that are explicitly in your like direction or getting like dangerously close or anything. But you keep an eye out for it.
Can I spot like how big the groups are? Like how many people are there?
You can't really make out any smoke from fires.
Even with
It's
the
it's
scope,
dark.
like, can't see.
Even with the scope, it's not like a night vision scope. It's still dark. So
I mean, the scope in my dark vision is clearly a night vision scope.
it still doesn't go past like.
Yeah, it is okay.
How much?
Doesn't
What's your dark
sound,
vision range?
130 feet.
Yeah, you can only see the
Last time was
120
like
feet.
night.
Yeah, then I would have had it up. And
Yeah.
we would have been sitting at the edge of it.
Because I was a little confused at that part. There's like the deer just came and was like staring.
We would have been staring at the dome.
Yeah.
I don't think you always do opaque though, because I thought you would always just do
The
like.
dome is opaque from the
translucent.
outside.
Oh,
Of
always.
any color you choose.
I thought it was always like translucent. You could make it opaque,
No,
but
it's
So retcon
that's-
Bambi
It's always
staying.
transparent from the inside.
Bambi stayed with us then.
Bambi's dead now.
Bambi, we're eating Bambi right now.
Yes.
No.
No.
Dear me.
But yeah, you don't need to light a fire for at least tonight. You have a bunch of meat that you've salted. You don't
Yeah.
necessarily need to cook it.
We're
You
also
have
still
other
getting-
rations on the food that you've got, and it's not oppressively cold or anything. It's a little bit chilly, and you can in the dome it'll be fairly warm. So if you want to lay low, you can, but it will make it harder to see around you as well
call
as you
this
like
the
look out
Thunderdome.
and keep
This
watch.
is the
Not for
For
me,
everyone
well,
except for you, and potentially Timon. Timon's got pretty reasonable night vision, just
He's
still
alright.
not that far.
I have my goggles,
300 feet.
but they're very limited. I think they're only 30 feet. My goggles, my dark vision goggles. Actually, if they apply dark vision, I'm assuming that's 60, right? I have it here somewhere. Okay.
So
I'll
who's
go
keeping
find
watch
it.
first?
I'll be the first two.
Oh, first. Oh, part of the
Is it
first two.
in
I can go for the
Yeah.
first part.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
applies dark vision, so 60 feet.
As the rest of you, you turn in and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Both of you roll a perception check for me. See if you can spot anything off
See
in the
if I can
distance.
actually see anything.
I fall asleep trying to make animal shapes out of
26.
the
One of these days, I will roll. Well, he rolls
Just like
super high, so it
Simba
doesn't
and
matter.
his dad.
16. No,
26.
26?
Just-
Kelther, you're perhaps a little bit
I'm
distracted.
distracted.
Your dice
Um,
fucking suck. That's what's
Arkmare,
up.
you notice a few things. You notice off in the distance some strange animal shape moving across from it, just darting across in the distance, just towards like the edge of your dark vision. You notice the moon and a few shapes, even like within this dome, a few shapes flying overhead in like almost like a flock of like 3 or 4. And you notice that Kelther seems a bit disturbed. Like he doesn't seem like his normal cool, calm stuff.
My tummy.
There's something off with him.
I just like
Which, with the perception check, you can.
I'm
kinda-
pointing in that area. I'm like, Kelty, did you see that?
What are you pointing at?
What are you pointing?
What are you pointing at?
Oh, the creatures I
animal?
saw. Yeah, the animals.
Yeah, you just saw something moving across off in the distance.
Am I able to spot what he's pointing at, or is it, or am I
It's
just
already
looking
gone.
at it? It's gone.
It just darted across.
I-
towards you.
Sorry, I didn't see it. What did you see?
Saw some shadows that looked like animals going by, but I thought that's something you would have caught any other day.
I was looking over here.
That doesn't matter. We know that.
I was looking,
You see all around you.
like a liar.
Yeah. I was looking over
I was
here.
looking over here.
Oh, my eyes are closed. Is everything all right?
Yeah. I think a lot has happened over the last little while. Like it's a lot to take in. A bit unsure of myself right now. That's all.
Because of Karis?
Yeah.
That's fair. You have no recollection of, I guess, what he mentioned, something about 7 years ago?
7 years ago? Oh, Cassius and his... No.
Oh, sorry, Cassius. Yeah.
No, I don't know. Karis, the first I heard of him was when the Weaver mentioned his name, that there was another person who had a resemblance to me. So I don't know. I don't know what he wants with me or what he wants from me. I don't know why he's sending me messages. And I don't know who told him to look for me. There's a lot of questions and not much answers right now.
Prior to all of this, I think you had mentioned that you don't know where you were before encountering all of us.
I mean, I've wandered for a long time, but
How long is a long time?
decades.
What? That's okay. That's strange.
Is it?
Well, I just thought you didn't know what.
GCP released today.
I thought you'd lost your memory. I didn't know that. I guess you've just been wandering for the last decade, but it seems like at least Karis seems to have known about you.
Mm-hmm.
Others. Are you concerned?
Yes. Because I don't know what he wants with me or this world. And from what we've heard, it sounds like he is quite the dangerous individual that even a Rexate like Icefall may be afraid of him. I don't know a lot about them, but if they are believed to be the military powerhouse that all other Rexates kind of, whether or not they're afraid of them or respect their capabilities, if they're afraid of this individual, then that puts unease on me.
I'm only remembering now, but oh, not remember. What was the vampire lady's name?
Shay?
Shay. Should we? Do you think it would be a good idea to reach out to Cassius regarding Shay's information about Karis and I guess these objects that he uses to preserve or to stay alive, to prolong his life, I guess.
Oh, that. Right.
It seems like something that they could help with.
Yeah. This is all something I didn't think we would find ourselves in between, because right now it's this whole question of who do we trust and who do we put our faith in. I mean, if we put trust in Icefall and give them, and they use that to their advantage to dominate the other Rexates, take control of them, or...
Do we think Karis is preventing them from doing that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, as of 7 years ago, they may have thought that he was dead. So... 7 days.
In my eyes, at least, Karis has done nothing to show that he would be worth keeping around. If anything, be worse.
Oh, yes.
And at least Cassius demonstrated that he would there was some kindness out of Icefall.
Mm-hmm. It's more whether or not we trust Shay's life with Icefall. For all we know, they would see her as a servant of Karis and strike her down before she had a chance to speak. And I don't know if we want that on our conscience.
She would be free, though, as soon as Karis is gone.
True.
She is trapped because of him.
But she also mentioned that Karis has something at that manor. So if we told Icefall of it, they may need to go there.
Maybe that's the one we withhold.
Maybe.
Yeah. There's a lot to think about here, but it's definitely a way that maybe we can get some help taking care of Karis. But anyways, so thanks for sharing that with me.
Thanks for asking. How are you holding up as of late?
Forget. No, I don't have anything that was lingering right
now. What's affecting me right now?
Yeah.
I'm feeling like the cold has stopped bothering you. That's the only thing that has changed.
Never bothered
recently.
you anyway.
Yeah.
That's about the only real change, you know? I mean, aside from the whole part where you went crazy and knocked out a lot of people.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, yeah, to be honest, I thought since Freedom Hold, that it wouldn't have to worry about hearing about that side of me again, and surprised it came
It
up.
appears we may only be grasping at the surface of that side of you.
Yeah, I think in those situations, if I do go under, just to, I'm not sure, just if I can be healed as quickly as possible and recover something to put me at ease. It's scary knowing that someone is after me. Because last time I was in a fight, willingly, but the second time, do we even know who that person was? All I know about them, and then is this, and showing the tattoos, not on the skin.
Which,
Just-
yeah.
just rock flash.
Yeah,
Which
sketch.
we believe is Icefall, right? They may know something about you, but may not be to your liking if they're sending assassins after you.
Yeah.
Have you heard any word from Drew?
Nothing. Are you able to reach out to her?
I could.
Hey, baby girl.
If that's something you would want me to do, or if we felt like could be valuable. Maybe she knows Cassius, if she's from there.
She could be worth reaching out to. Would it be something better to do now or later?
I could try now. It's still not super late yet because it's the beginning of the watch.
No,
right?
it's not super late. It's probably around like midnight, maybe a little around before or after. Nothing.
Can try. It's late.
Booty call.
Yeah.
Good night, booty call.
I was gonna say it.
Literally.
Ask if you
Just question mark.
Yeah.
if you get back
Gets
You're
back
golden.
the eggplant emoji.
Wait a minute.
If we do reach out again, I'm only able to send a very short message, and they're able to reply with a short message. So it's hard to have a conversation. Would we want to let her know our whereabouts, where we're going?
So in my mind, I was like, can you communicate in emojis?
Just send an eggplant.
I guess for now, I'm not sure if sending her information about where we are is the best thing, but we can check in to make sure that she's all right and bring up Karis, as you mentioned.
Karis or Cassius?
Oh yeah, sorry, Cassius.
Or Castius.
So that
She's
sounds
gonna be
so
like, I knew
gross.
him as Castius.
Yeah. I don't know what Castius, but I know what Castius.
Yeah, I can reach out and see if she's doing all right. And it's been a while since we've seen her.
And Arkmir says hi.
And Arcus says hi.
Lead with that.
Okay, I'll give it a try. I'll try sending a message to Drew. I will say, it's been a while. Checking to see if you're all right. Met a Cassius from Icefall. Do you know him?
You get a response back. I don't remember the name.
She should be familiar with me because that's how it's spelled.
She is. She does not remember your name.
Oh, that I'm okay with. More so, just I didn't want her to be like, I don't know this person.
I'm well. There's a lot of people in Icefall. Don't really know anybody named Cassius. All is well.
She said the thing.
She wants you.
Apparently she's doing well. Made a snarky comment about there being a lot of people in Icefall. I think to be like, how would I know one person in Icefall? But my understanding of these soldiers who get the implant is that there is very few of them and they're chosen. So I would assume people in Icefall would know of the chosen. But apparently she doesn't.
Unless there's covert ops.
Yeah. That was way
He's also been frozen for 7 months.
That was way snarkier than Kalthir actually said. That was Derek being snarky. She doesn't know.
The DM will remember that.
Yeah. She doesn't know who Cassius is. She's doing well, which is good to hear. It was a bit of a question mark when we last
She could be
saw
better.
her. I mean, yeah, it's good to know that she's all right. Perhaps if there's a time in the future where it would make sense to reach out to her to see if there's help, that maybe she could aid us, or we can help her if it makes sense to. But at the very least, perhaps that puts a bit at ease knowing that she's all right.
Thank you for that.
She says all is well.
Make an insight check for me, just.
Me?
Yeah.
Double nat ones. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah, there I roll high. Insight 27.
You know Drew. She's always very cagey and doesn't really like putting her cards out on the table. She wasn't gonna tell you much, even if like she's trying to keep a low profile. You gather that
There you go.
she wouldn't let out where she is, unless she really needed help.
Have you talked to Lyra?
He's going through all of his.
Hey, Lyra's mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you still keeping in touch with Lyra? Because if she's not, tell her Arkner says that.
Are you actually asking me about Lyra?
I was actually.
Oh, I did when we got to the Green Moss Grove. I sent one of Clanko's letters to her to let her know about. I just confessed my love for her.
And a dick pic.
Yeah, I drew my dick.
Just like an outline, like you do
It's
with
like
your
you
hand.
like, and I was like, yeah. There's a little note that just says to scale.
How little?
How
is
big
it?
are these- how big are these
25,
cards?
Yeah.
25 words left.
They're like this.
Like conversing cards. He's like,
I had enough room for that and a bunch of.
he wrote in the dick.
Yeah. I haven't
dick
spoken
is a symbol
to
of my
her.
love for her.
I sent a letter letting her know of Ezekiel,
shit.
The
what
dick
happened
outline
with
is good.
him,
Yeah.
and that like kind of what was going on. But I haven't heard anything other than I did message. What's her name?
You can send a message to Harriet.
To Harriet and asked. She said they hadn't spoken in a while because time.
No.
Yeah, when we came back from that other realm with the Durgan, time had jumped.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounded like she was fine. I haven't personally spoken to her.
Was she also? Was she from Icefall or no?
She may have been born there and then brought to
Over.
Schema. I think like her mother was like executed or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ezekiel like fled with her.
Mm. Just curious if she has. I mean, similar to Drew, but just any insight. Ezekiel had crystals.
He was one of the chosen. I think
Yeah.
he embedded one in Lyra. I don't think she was one of Icefall's chosen. I think he did it to her to protect her.
Right. But he had 2 on him as well, right?
He had two.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to, so I guess he had to.
One
Yeah.
was loose, the other was.
Oh yeah, right. One was in him, and then he gave us one.
Mm-hmm. It's just interesting as we will travel further and further. It's like the world is still small in some ways.
Yes. It's interesting.
There might be people, not saying we do it now, but yeah, maybe sometime in the future if it makes sense. Just to keep in mind some of those we've met in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We'll probably need to call on various folks as we continue through this.
Alright.
And the rest of your watch goes by fairly uneventfully. Do you go to turn to bed and do you wake up?
I'm still awake. So.
Knock it out. Oh. Good boy.
You wake up, big one. Mark, maybe you turn in, go to sleep. The two of you make a perception check for me.
Which one was? That doesn't matter. I'm gonna get a low roll anyways. You need to roll big here. Yeah, never mind.
18.
23.
You pick it up first.
Whoa.
You hear like a small or a soft like click, 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 like clicking sound.
There's a bomb. I know that sound.
Someone's at the computer again.
Yeah, mechanical keyboard.
And then like a bunch of like
Oh, it is a bomb.
Does it sound?
it sounds distinctly mechanical.
Okay, that was one thing I was gonna ask. Yeah, because I want to know if I could tell if it was mechanically. You would probably wait.
It's
I hear it
very,
for him.
very, very faint in the distance. It's not from around you. It's just in the distance. You can pick up a soft sound that wasn't there before.
Can Big One smell it?
Big One, do you hear
fresh
that?
steel.
Do you catch that? I think you would know. It sounds mechanical.
It sounds like.
As he points it out, you hear just very, very faintly on the air.
Sounds like aerobic. It definitely sounds like mechanical. An automaton, maybe.
I get a sense, or can we get a sense of which direction it is?
It's coming from the west-ish.
It's schema.
A little bit northwest.
I could go do a reconnaissance mission if you'd like.
I can't leave the dome where it falls.
I can do.
No, I know. I'm
very
saying I'd have to
sneaky.
stay right here, so I can see pretty far
I'm
though.
very stealthy.
Wait, you can also.
I sure can. I said that in your mind.
As long as you stay within.
I won't get too close. I just want to see if I can see them somehow.
As long as
I
you can
got
stay
these.
within eye shot of me.
Put my little goggles down.
Mhm.
Roger.
Sure.
I'm gonna get down on all fours. Crawl out.
I imagine it takes him 15 minutes to get like from
Yeah,
this distance across.
Very well.
But he's very young.
My butt's way up in the air.
You get out of the dome and
Yeah.
crawl a little bit further forward. And you look up and around in the distance. Make a perception check for me.
Actually, wait, before. Even though, as he's leaving the dome, I know you just put your goggles down.
You're gonna give me that?
I'm gonna say, go get him, but I'm gonna give you eyes of night.
Oh my god,
So
my
you-
goggles are so amazing today. Oh.
That's like 300 feet, right?
It's 300 feet.
Hiya! 21.
With a 21, you can see off in the distance, and perhaps it's because it's just approaching and it's like very fixed in the air. There's just something small that's just flying towards you.
It's flying.
It's in the air.
Is there
Up above
anything
you.
underneath it? Like, if it was this big one, might not know about it, but say
Still
it was
pretty
me
far
walking
away.
with
Yeah.
like a mechanical bird above me, something like that. Like, do I see a figure below it? Is what I'm asking.
You scan the horizon below it. You don't see anything moving almost like near or immediately below it.
Go there either.
Yes.
It appears to be a bird. Some flying mechanical creature. I don't see a person on foot, but it seems to be flying this way. I could wait here a little bit longer, or I could come back so we have the safety of the dome. Thunderdome.
Perhaps come back to the dome. It is opaque to the outside, so even if it is able to pick it up, they wouldn't know what was in it.
Roger, on my way.
We can.
But the best part is you hear like clink, clink, clink
Yeah.
because of my plate armor.
Yeah.
Or half plate.
We also
Chainmail, whatever
we
it is.
can, if it does continue to approach, we can attempt to intercept it if it gets close.
Well, I could certainly try and grab it.
We
Alright.
can be ready inside.
On my way. No. Slowly climb back. Crawl back. Crawl back.
You crawl back into the dome and keep waiting,
Yeah.
scan the horizon, keep an eye on it, and eventually it does get into your range of views. It's still probably like 300 feet away, but you can even see like a small dark figure in the sky. The moonlight kind of glinting off of it. It does seem rather noticeable because of like its metallic nature.
Mhm.
You can see like shimmering, like
Yeah.
reflecting light.
As it continues to get closer, I do want to see if I can try to pick up on its shape to see if it is like flapping like a bird or if it's like got like a propeller-like thing
It's an
or
automaton fucking dragonfly.
yeah, or something else just of its nature.
It seems to be flapping wings.
Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, and also
Maybe it's my servant.
And perhaps that's why you can see like the glinting from it as the
because it
wings
keeps moving like
move on.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
Maybe the homunculus servant. of
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
big one
thinking
is coming
about.
to say
Yeah.
hi.
The old owl.
Get him back. Technically, I could just pick up my stuff.
It does look like some sort of a mechanical bird
Okay.
that's flying. Strangely, whereas a lot of other things seem to be like changing course and like swooping off, and also
straight towards
generally seems like most of the birds don't really get
it's
out
a
at
howler.
night.
It's gonna deliver a letter from Schema for sure. Is that what they're
There don't
called?
seem to be very many
Yeah.
other birds in the sky at night in general.
Yeah.
So this one's like it stands out.
Kaldir, it appears to be coming straight at us.
I see that. That.
Does it look like anything? I know it's still far, but it doesn't look like anything I've seen shape-wise in Schema.
Make an Arcana
In
check.
this life or in memory.
Make an Arcana check.
Now, what kind of Arcana check is this? Because I do get advantage on certain history things based on Arcana. Would this be it?
What things do you?
I don't remember.
Mechanical
what it's called.
bird-like history.
It's very narrow. Never been used to.
I can't remember where I was reading. It's fine. I'll just roll. No,
Yeah.
we'll figure that out later. Let's do my mechanical arm bow one. Yeah. That's not bad. 15.
You know that.
Sorry. Yes, 14.
You like artificers are known to have these sort of like often make sort of like homunculuses or like
Yeah.
helpers, like little constructs to perform tasks for them. You gather this might be something similar, but you don't really recall.
Still
anything
hard to tell,
specific.
but this reminds me of some sort of messenger or servant automaton that we'd find in Schema. Construct, if you will. Perhaps it's delivering us a message?
That would.
I feel like
Makes-
if it was spying on us, it wouldn't be coming straight at us in the open.
Right, that is odd. I believe Klanko's letters worked in a similar fashion. They would go directly to the
Towards-
target,
Yes, I
regardless
still
of where
have
they
one of
were.
those.
So perhaps this is something similar. I don't know how else it would know exactly where we were.
We'll wait till it gets a little bit closer and then see if it just stops or if I need to.
Yeah.
It's now fairly close. We're talking like 120 feet or so, and you can make out in the distance large wings, not super large, but like your human-sized wings.
That's a big bird.
I saw old big ones.
Yeah.
Homunculus.
It was
Similar
an owl.
in size.
It was an owl size. So-
Roughly similar in size.
Okay.
Yep.
The wingspan is wide. The body is a little bit larger than
Okay.
the big ones.
So it could be like
Um,
a long
but it's
distance one.
it's strange. The body seems larger than the wings would be able to like comfortably carry.
Okay.
But the wings also seem like strangely droopy.
Nice.
It's weird. It doesn't look like any bird you've ever seen before.
Okay. Biologically speaking, it doesn't look like it should be able to fly.
Correct.
Okay. But it is able to.
The wings almost seem double jointed.
It's a blue
Okay,
tip bill or
weird.
whatever you call it. Blue-eyed nipper. What'd you call that one? Definitely a bird. Definitely a construct. Looks friendly enough. Doesn't look like it has a frickin' laser beam attached to his frickin' head.
Well, I think it's coming straight for us regardless. I guess we just prepare and wait for it to get here and
Sure.
see.
Well, you stay safe. Protect people inside. If it stops in front, I will greet it.
Very soon thereafter, this like bird, this like click, 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 almost like clockwork noise is coming from it. It's now that it's approaching you, it's rather noticeable. Very much stands out from any other sound around you. Begins to make like a little bit of a louder noise as it lands and descends onto the ground. You can see this strange mechanical bird with like almost double jointed wings that almost like fold up like an airplane as it lands and just like right
I
beside
love
it.
when airplanes fold
So it just landed right beside us.
It lands right beside the dome itself.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Its body and torso looks like almost like a sphere of sorts.
Does it have like a gem on the inside?
It does not have a gem on the inside, but it looks like a really big bulbous like sphere. And its neck, like where it curves up, you can see like a large gear
Cool.
with two heads
Wow.
attached to it. And
It's
one
like
of the heads is
a
like it's looking in your general direction, and like the gear itself is like spinning as it like turns
That's
around
so
and
cool.
looks. It looks like an owl's head.
Okay.
It's
I will,
like looking at this
area, which
dome, and it's just like looking around. As it turns its head to one side, it goes all the way around. And
yes.
the head that's facing you is the second head is that of like an eagle, and it's like looking.
Cool.
It's making this like clicking whirring sound as its head just rotates around.
I will. I got this. And I'm just gonna stick my head out, so all it sees is the head come out. Hello.
It doesn't respond.
How far away is it from the
I'll
dome?
stick my head back in. It didn't,
Probably like 15, 20 feet.
Okay, but it's just standing there.
didn't seem
And it's
to.
just
Alright, I
it's
tried
kind of like perched on the ground. It's just like standing there.
I will try something else, and I'll step outside and just be like, "We mean you no harm." Are
It
you?
just keeps looking
I'll
around.
just get closer. Are you friendly?
Uh,
I'll just like reach out my hand.
like jumps backwards.
No harm. We're here. I would offer you food, but I don't think you eat. Do you want some bolts? Oh, it's okay. Okay, I'll take a step back. I don't. Calthier, I don't know what to do. It seems very scared of us, which is odd.
Is it when he walks towards it? Is it look like it's still looking around as if to like look for something or somebody else?
Yes. It is looking around,
probably
and
for
it's
you.
not really looking at the big one. Like when the big one approaches, it like leaps back or recoils, but other than that, it's not really looking.
I
Happen.
could just tackle it. And see. Maybe there's like a president
That's
inside or
that's
something.
all right.
Why don't you just stick your head out?
That
like-
I am going to do that because if I walk out of it, it will fall.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Um,
just lower the dome.
I will try something. Perhaps step away.
Sure.
I will. So I am going to just and use this pale floating head. Just,
It's so stupid in my head.
So good.
This
Nothing?
opaque dome
Still nothing. It's
has
still
another
just floating
opaque
around.
dome sticking out of it.
Just the black eyes.
Could it
Um,
be him based on one of the letters?
It could be.
Could it be a booty call for you?
I think he would be the most likely.
I'm still on board with just tackling
How
it.
come nobody thinks it could be
Perhaps-
for me?
Perhaps we.
You've had
we could
enough
wake up
conversation
Simon.
with your
You'd probably have to
timekeeper.
go back to sleep. But
Yes, I'll go grab him.
I'll just message him and say time.
Yeah. Sorry to wake you.
You wake up and you can hear like a clicking noise as you come to and wake up.
No, hold on. We have a mechanical visitor.
Oh, a what?
That, and I'll just point to the.
And you
Should
just
I
see,
kill him?
you just see me
No,
like bent
no.
over like.
We
What is big one doing?
this construct flew directly towards us from well
Yeah.
off.
The bird thing construct almost like takes off a little bit. So it's like begins to do like a little circle of dome.
But it doesn't seem to care for the big one.
Is it?
It's not doing anything.
Friendly?
It looks like it's looking for someone or something. We don't know if perhaps somebody from Schema is trying to communicate with us.
What if you just drop the dome and it goes towards who it wants to go
It means we'd
towards?
lose it for the rest of the night.
Well, I
No.
mean, it's like 4 a.m. We've
Oh.
got a couple hours left.
I'll come out.
Just stick your head out. It's
Your
great.
uncle is there. I don't know if perhaps he's reaching out.
Maybe.
Maybe it's Dom.
Stick your head out.
Let me get my gun.
I feel like you're alright to walk out. I didn't do anything to the big one.
Hello?
It like circles back around and looks down at you and it's still just surveying the area. It doesn't seem to pay any attention to you.
Should I shoot it?
No, but be ready. I'm going to lower the dome and see if it recognizes any of us.
If it looks like it's going to tackle one of us, I'm getting it.
All right.
So I will slowly, it'll start to dissipate.
As the dome dissipates, you see the bird circling around, and then it spots what it's looking for.
I'm standing like close to the two sleeping at the moment.
It's flying directly at you.
At me?
Well, at where you're standing.
Okay. Does it? If I step to the side, does it look like it's going toward?
It's going in the general direction. It's hard to tell
Does
until
it
it lands.
look like it's in a attack formation, or is it just
Is it-
flying
is it
towards us?
trying to attack?
It looks like a bird is dive bombing this area.
Dive bombing?
I mean, that's what it looks like. It's going straight at.
Okay. Well, I
Call
just
to you.
just be ready, and I go into more of a defensive stance with my glaive standing like.
You see
close
my
to them.
arm.
It
just start-
lands
Oh, okay.
at the feet of Arkmir's bedroll.
Booty call.
And it's like, just click, 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 and you can see the gear that its head is mounted on, like swiveling around and looking around.
I'm aiming at the old head.
I'll wake it up
Just
at
be
this
ready.
point.
No, I
Well,
in your
we're-
mind,
we're
you're
also waking up.
me.
You're probably gonna.
A
Am I
little,
asleep through all this?
No.
a little
I'm
metal
imagining it.
panel
Opens
on the
up.
front of
It's got
its
a
like
present or
belly
bomb.
opens up,
Yeah.
and like a large parcel just like plops out from it.
It's a fucking.
Clanko!
It just says you are cursed.
Um,
If you read this, you are cursed.
the
Does it
the
say
parcel
from Clanko?
closes. There's like a small sort of like metal tray that slides out from above it. That it just says, complimentary compensation is welcome. Just on a card on this tray, as the other box closes.
Complimentary compensation, like a tip. 1 second. Where's this that normally under?
Arkmir, you just woke up and there's a giant like
Package in my lap.
bird in
Wow.
the package.
I'm not there.
The rest of you are just watching this.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's going on?
I'm just popping. I'll put like 10
Sorry, I'm
gold
cracking with
into
my-
that.
The tray, but the 10 gold, and it closes, and the geared heads just like circle around, and it just
Arkmir?
takes off. It just takes off back into the
Did
air.
I shoot it?
I think this is the.
Don't shoot it. No.
This is something that I asked Clanko for a while back
Long
and
time ago.
finally got back to me.
Oh. Well then. Quite-
Didn't expect him to get it here like this.
Yes, quite the surprise.
I didn't know he had machinery like that.
Oh, well, everybody in Schema. Are you talking about the great shopkeep Klenko? You met him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right, I suppose you would know Klenko.
Well, I know a Klenko, and he's a wonderful, albeit a little out there.
It's kind of sketchy.
Sounds
Wait,
like
Nate,
our Clanko.
This,
he makes
this
some-
cape is from him.
Oh, wow. I think I bought that for you.
It's not very honest. Although I do have a
Michael?
cape too on the hood's chainmail.
Oh.
And good stuff.
Yes, he seems to make some interesting contraptions, but yes, I think I bought you that cloak.
You did.
Or
Well, he did.
he did. Interesting.
What was the item again?
Sex potions.
A doll.
You'll see.
All right.
Why is
I'm
it
just
got a big
watching.
open mouth?
The box is wrapped with like black like parchment, and has like a little like twine bow tied up on it. Looks very well packaged.
Nice.
Open it up. Don't be shy. What is it?
You'll see.
Um,
God damn it.
apologies for waking everyone up. Don't think we were expecting a delivery in the middle of the night.
Successful recon mission, though.
I did drop the dome, as you can see.
Your nipples might be a bit cold.
So
Your butt definitely is cold.
won't have that
It is
for
a
the
little chilly.
evening, but
I'll be up for a little while, so if anybody needs my cloak, feel free.
yeah.
Well, thank you for
Weird, Ashley didn't wake up at all.
She's
No,
still down.
he woke me up.
Yeah. Feel free to go back to sleep.
Alright, we just hold on.
Yeah.
He'll
I'm like-
sleep.
No.
You can't see through this.
I'm gonna pull out my
The rest-
notebook for the rest of my watch and sketch down what I learned about that board. All the
It's,
different parts.
It's a very interesting design, not like any that you've seen before. Most animals and constructs that people make are relatively close to
Same thing.
like their real animals.
It's fine.
This one's definitely
I'll
not.
jot down some blueprints, make my own adjustments.
The rest of that watch goes on eventfully. Comes to the last watch. Assuming you turn in.
Yeah.
Diamond.
I'll wake up.
Your
I'll wake you
turn.
up. Meditate.
It looks weird when he does that. It always gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I've been told that it's unpolite to point out, you know.
When he looks weird like this.
Hi.
I mean,
Looks fucking weird.
it looks
right?
fucking weird. Like, just sleep. Like, be awake or sleep. Don't be in between. Pick one.
Is that normal? Like, have you met somebody that does that? I've never met anybody that does that.
I haven't met many people, honestly, but of the people I've met, he is a strange one.
Wait, what do you mean you never met too many people?
I haven't met many people. Like, I've met people. I mean, you know, there's Hoku,
Hoku's not people.
there's Haster,
He's also not people.
there's you,
I'm people.
there's the dead one, the big one, Arkmir, Arkmir Point 2,
Wait.
Caldir.
Are you enumerating everybody that you ever met?
No, just some of the ones that I'm thinking about right now. is all.
What about your dad or your mom?
Huh? What?
Your dad or your mom?
Oh, I don't have those.
Oh, what?
She's just full of midichlorians.
I don't have those. I just am. I just was.
What?
I don't. Not everybody has to have a dad and a mom to be, right?
They kind of do us.
I don't think so.
Here
'Cause
comes the birds and the bees.
I don't think so. Because look at me. I don't have one of either. And ta-da!
Were you like abandoned?
No, I just.
I'm sorry if you were.
No. I would tell you if I was. I would make it a real dramatic like story and everything, but that wasn't the case. I just was. Immaculate conception, maybe?
What?
I don't understand why this is so hard for you to get.
I mean, as I've seen you bleed, and
Yeah.
things that bleed, they either are born or they come out of an egg.
Well, I don't recall coming out of an egg.
Or they're like eggshells on your tower.
Yes, but those are from Hoku. He hatched and he actually had fur when he hatched. It was very cute.
Wait a minute. I've seen you become Hoku.
Yeah.
Maybe you did come out of an egg.
Well, if I did, I didn't remember it. And when the whole
'cause the
timey-wimey
chicken
thing
comes first.
happened, I never woke up as an egg. I did wake up as like a young girl, an old girl. You know how I told you about the weird stuff in the tower? That I didn't realize was weird until you guys pointed it out that it was weird. But I never woke up as an egg.
I wonder if phosphorus comes in eggs. So, have you ever met another one that looks like you? I mean, you're kind of distinctive, you know, like purple and like.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, well, purple, no. Arkner kind of looks like me. I'm a lot more attractive, though, let's be honest.
Not with new cock
Aye, but I've seen tieflings before in Cornwall. To be honest, I hadn't really had a good experience with them before. They kind of look like Arkmir a little bit, which is why I didn't trust him at first. But never seen a purple one like you.
Oh, well, if you don't like the purple, then
No, you misunderstand me. I'm just
Are you sure?
trying.
Because it's a really cool trick I can do.
I mean, not yourself, but
No, it's okay.
no, I'm just wondering because either there are other purple ones like you that came out of X, or that maybe you did have a dad and a mom and you just didn't know. But
I don't know. I mean, maybe there's someone. Do you think maybe they're out there and they're looking for me?
maybe.
And they love me so much and they've been looking for me my entire life and they're so sad because they don't have me anymore? Oh my god, this has to be a true story.
And your imaginary friend locked you up in your
He's not
tower.
imaginary, and I'll prove it to you like I proved you Staff Lady was not imaginary.
Alright, so maybe he did lock you up in that tower.
Who?
Your imaginary friend.
Pastor? No, he was already there when I was. I mean, I was just always. I just
That's
was.
another
That's what
sign
I'm
that he
saying.
locked you up. If he was always there, lad.
If he locked me up, why would he take the time to learn a secret language and talk to me through a wall? Bet you didn't think of that.
But that's in your head. But that's okay. That's okay.
That's
not the point. That's not the point.
The point is, what do you think my parents are like?
Purple.
Probably. I bet my mom is really beautiful because, I mean, And then my dad, he's probably really strong and he probably really, really misses me.
Sounds like my backstory.
I hope they are, Lance. I hope you get to meet them.
Me too. They sound great.
How are you coming along? You had a bit of a scare. Yesterday.
You mean the whole dying thing?
The whole dying thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, that happens now and then.
It was almost like a chunk of you disappeared when that thing hit you.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. That was a you lose some kind of day.
You lose some flesh.
Sometimes, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
do you have a scar?
and I check.
Yeah, it's not like it is healing. It's not like it's gone away, but most of you all have many scars at this point. Cure wounds usually like stitches it up, but it takes a few days for it to fade.
But does it look like a normal cut?
It looks pretty normal now.
Do I have any new ink when I go to check?
Not really.
Okay.
Okay. It was pretty scary, Lance.
I wasn't scared.
Why did he go for you?
I don't know.
I mean, we
Listen,
were all there. You were the only one that I got the kill.
I don't know, man. Like, he thought that I had something to do with Calthier. And then something about some fall. I didn't have anything to do with any of that. I've just, all these years I've been in the tower reading my books with Haster and Hoku, minding my own business while my parents are out probably looking for me, crying every single night. I don't know what kind of beef he has with me.
Inside check. Was she doing just that?
Oh shit.
I guess I believe her.
Am I rolling?
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are. Either persuasion or deception that you don't have to tell which one it is.
12.
14.
I
Seems
believe
to be
it.
telling the truth.
Alright. Well, what do you think happened with the big bad wolf? The night wolf, whatever.
Oh, the guy that took off?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I thought we were going to die.
me too. And don't tell Big One this, but Staff Lady had a lot to do with that. He thinks it's me. He thinks that I kind of turned back time, and I kind of want to go with that, but really it was the Staff Lady. I kind of gave her
What?
control for a little bit. But she saved us. I would be dead without that.
Laz, you don't know who she is. You're kind of
I
letting
know.
her control you?
Yeah, but the other option would be that all my guts are out and I'm dead. Is that what you want?
How long did you have to talk to her?
I don't know. The time was kind of wibbly wobbly. I had to talk to her. I had to talk to Future Me. I had to talk to Haster.
Wait,
was a whole-
what?
What? Have we not? Yeah.
Future you?
Yeah.
Haster, the wall guy?
Mm-hmm. The knocking on
You
the wall
met
guy.
him?
Well, not in a sense, yes.
What
but
does
in
he
a
look
more
like?
real sense, no.
In a sense, yes, but in a sense, no.
Wait a minute, Laz.
I-
You need to, we need to tell this the others, you know?
Well, nobody asked, so I never brought it up.
Well, I'm asking.
Oh,
What does Wall Boy look like?
well, I
Does he
didn't.
look like a boy?
Probably yes. Yeah.
What
no,
do you mean?
I think so.
Probably you saw him.
Well, I didn't see him per
What-
se,
alright, what
but
did
I
you see?
talked to him and I felt his presence. And then at some point, I assumed this was probably Haster, where there was this big black cloaked person thing descending. But then that's when I was
The-
like, Staff Lady, take it away.
Descending, like flying
Yeah, like from up in the tower.
from the sky.
Yeah, you know what? He was coming down. I assume it was Haster, and he was putting my tower back together. But then I had to like peace out because Staff Lady took over and she fixed
So-
everything.
You were so you was a dark cloaked figure descending from the sky, magically fixing your tower, which you escaped somehow.
Yep.
And you were scared, then you like got out of the
I wasn't that scared.
inside check.
Natural one.
20.
I was fucking terrified.
All right, and so,
I don't know what you're not getting about this.
Astra, you were certainly abducted by this thing. You know,
Pastor?
maybe he murdered your parents. I don't know.
Wait a minute. No,
You were.
it can't be.
It could be.
No.
It could be.
How dare you? My parents are out there. It has been my lifelong dream for the past 10 minutes that they find me and then we have this big, powerful reunion where we hug and they tell me how much they love me and they bring me all these presents. We don't have to have... No, I want the presents. And it's going to be really magical and they are not dead. And Haster would kill them.
And you said that you met you?
Yes, but
What
older,
the fuck?
but still beautiful.
Tell me more.
She didn't have many wrinkles. Her hair was still luscious. She had nice clothes. Her teeth looked straight.
So you saw her up close,
Yeah,
and it was you.
yeah, but older.
I see. Were you talking to a mirror?
Do I have wrinkles? Don't answer that. No, it was me from the future or a different timeline, kind of like the dead one and the big one. And
So those can meet?
yeah,
Or rats?
you're making a lot of sounds. Do you have some indigestion?
Maybe. I don't know if this meat is holding up well.
From the bedtime boys.
So you saw your childhood friend, and you saw yourself, and you decided to trust the staff.
Yeah, because none of the other options I liked. And the staff was
So-
kind of like, things stay the same.
So
But you don't die.
what were the options?
Well,
So let me get this straight. You got murdered. You rolled back time, and then you were given one choice by your friend growing up,
Yeah.
by yourself, and by a staff, and you took the staff.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh,
That's pretty
she's
much it.
crazy. She's fucking sorry.
Like I said, she puts too much trust into a stick.
So what were the choices? What did you take the staff?
Well, it was a lot to think about, and I didn't have much time, and I had to
Well,
make...
one looked
and then
terrifying.
how-
I get that. It was like descending like
No.
Magneto from the sky.
That was fine. He was putting the tower back together. But, like, there was good and bad. I had to weigh the pros and the cons, and in my head I had to make a list of the pros and the cons of each decision, and it turned out staff lady made some good points.
Which were?
You live, and
Good.
you get to stay with your friends, and they all live.
Well, what about the other ones?
Well,
they
I
say
didn't
we
go
die?
with those ones. No, they didn't say you die.
Inside check.
Did they say you die?
Okay.
20.
24.
No, nobody said that you would die.
All right.
But here's the thing. If I went with Haster, I don't think we would have been able to stay together. I think you guys would have gone on and done your own thing. I would have gone back to the tower and been with Hoku. But I left all that behind because I wanted more adventure. And then also Haster went missing, so I had to go find him. But now that I'm out in the world, I kind of want to see more of the world. And then if I went with future Astra, I don't know, she didn't really tell me a whole lot, but it sounded like she was lonely, and I don't think that she was with you guys, and she seems sad, and I don't want to be sad. So I went with the stick.
Do you want to tell this the others and see what they think? But you don't have to.
I can, it just, I don't know, is it that it didn't seem important, it seemed kind of just like a small decision I had to make. Like small potatoes, you know, they don't really matter.
And but clarify to me again. So, you said stick. I choose you.
Well, it
Right.
wasn't like a Pokemon.
And what happened? All of this happened, like the figure and yourself.
It all
and,
happened so
and like
fast.
you were in front of the.
I was in the tower.
Wait, what?
Because-
When did you go to the tower?
Oh my gosh. Okay, how are you not getting this? I was stabbed.
Uh-huh.
I died. I went to the tower.
Oh, so as you died, you went to the tower.
Yeah, I was at the tower. First I'm there, Staff's talking to me. He comes down. Things are falling apart, getting put back together. I have to make a decision. The staff is saying, hurry up, because soon you're not going to be able to make this decision. They're saying, hurry up, and they're getting further and further away. And then I went, staff. And then I came back, turned back time. I wasn't dead anymore. Big One thinks I'm a god. Please don't wreck that for me. And we're all still together, and we're all alive, and here we are.
Oh, how did he didn't have his sword? The
Oh,
wolf boy.
she sent it away.
Who? sent it away?
Timekeeper, the staff lady.
Staff lady.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know who she is, but she can make magical swords go away?
Yep.
Alright. I have a headache. Rats, we drank all the ale.
Is something wrong?
Well, this is a bit, I don't know if I like you, but I don't know if I'm afraid of you.
Me?
I
Do you mean... Oh, you mean like... Me?
10 minutes ago I was thinking you were born out of an egg.
It could still be the case.
It could. Well. But why didn't you trust yourself?
She seemed lonely. And I don't want to have that same future.
But if it's you in the future.
Well, it's not me in the future, really. It's me in a different timeline. I just didn't want the same outcome. And I'm pretty sure I would have lost Hoku if I went with her.
What?
I don't.
What?
I don't.
Hoku was there?
Well, yeah, he's always with me. But I'm
Even
pre-
when you died?
Yes. Yeah, he was there.
What did he do?
He went towards Haster. So I'm pretty sure if I went with Astra.
Like he went to attack Haster?
No. He loves Haster.
Oh.
See?
He's just been watching you. Well,
Is he just like back and forth? Put that down.
So, boy on the wall
Mhm.
is actually dark, menacing presence.
I didn't say
Calm
that
down.
part.
You did say like black cloak, hooded something,
Uh-huh.
and then you were afraid of it.
I wasn't afraid of it, no.
Uh-huh. And
I was just
Hoku-
afraid of the situation. Well, no, actually I wasn't afraid. But if I was afraid,
Uh-huh.
I would have been afraid of the situation having to make a really big decision in a short amount of time.
And Hoku flew to.
He loves Haster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is Hoku your pet or is Hoku Haster's pet?
He's my best friend.
You need better friends.
Ah! Rude. He's right here. Put that down.
Have you ever considered that it might be spying on you?
No. Look at him. He's
Can I
a good boy.
insight check the bird?
you certainly can.
21.
You get a vision in your mind of like a emotional feeling almost. Do you feel uneasy?
No, he doesn't.
Hmm.
Stop it.
I don't trust it, Astra.
He's been with me my whole life. If he was gonna do something, he would have done it a long time ago. But he would never. Look at him, he's so sweet. He's never gonna do anything wrong in his whole life.
Can you send him away? Just for a little bit.
Why?
For us to talk.
Alright. Backpack. Just for a minute. You can come back out afterwards. You can poop on his pillow too if you want after.
You get a vision in your mind of feeling a very emphatic no.
I'll give
It
you.
does not move.
He doesn't. It's not a good time right now.
What do you mean?
He doesn't want to go in the backpack right now, and I have to respect those wishes.
Oh. Oh.
See?
Just like
Astra, can you do the weird mind thing?
Mm-hmm. What?
Can I respond? I say out loud.
What'd you say?
Can I respond to you?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can Hoku hear you when we do this?
No.
I'm gonna kill that bird. Does it react?
makes no reaction.
No.
I do. I go over and punch him in the arm.
Oh. Astra, Las, this bird is a spy. He
He's
wants.
not.
This thing, don't trust it. Don't
He's
trust
been
it.
with me my whole life.
He is watching you.
So I'm watching him. He's
The boy on the other side of the wall is not a boy. It's an evil creature. And it sent Hoku to watch you. To keep an eye on you.
Who's the one that is Cocoa Bananas? This is just bonkers. I'm gonna go. You need to cool down. I'm gonna go write a letter to my parents and tell them how much I love them.
If you came out of an egg, you don't have parents. Well, you might have a mom. I don't know.
You're confusing me more. I'm
I
gonna
don't
take
know.
Hoku and go over by myself and write a letter.
He's still a little bit hesitant as we like go over and like pick him up, but
Yeah, I feel like that's the first time he's well, one of the few times he's kind of like disobeyed like that.
Astra, one last thing. Take care of yourself. I don't think you listen to your instincts too much. Just pay attention. Alright,
You're an
we wish you well.
instinct. Got him.
I am. Diamond is really put off. Really put off. And he takes his rifle and he pretends that he's watching you around, but then he looks at Hoku.
He's with me.
he's with Astra now, just like sitting on her shoulder and just like
Does he look at me?
looking everywhere, not
Rubbish just
specifically
looks
at you.
you, sticks his tongue out.
Alright. Hey, just keep watch.
The rest of your watch seems to pass fairly uneventfully. Not much happens. Calthier, you get the same vision that you were used to. Except tonight, perhaps it's because of just the chill around you, because you're not in your dome. It feels stronger. It feels like it's almost pressing into your mind the importance of whatever this is. as you come to again with the cold kind of washing over your eyes. Immediately, the first thing you see upon waking up, the moon in the sky. The sun is rising. You can still barely see the faint outline of it as it sets for the night. As you all wake up and break camp, you can make a perception check, the three of you.
Mhm.
Yes,
Oh.
the three who just woke up.
18.
Actually, make that an insight check, sorry.
Insight?
Yeah.
Haha.
No,
Who's
it was
rolling?
14.
Just the people who woke up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
18.
22.
The two of you can tell that there's a little bit of uneasiness between Astra and Timon as you wake up, and you can see them almost like sitting a little bit farther apart and avoiding eye contact a little bit.
Good morning, all. How was the...
Fine.
Alright.
Morning.
You alright?
Sure.
You just do?
Your farts are fucking foghorns? Jesus. Put your boots on, man.
That's canon now. That's how having parts.
Maybe we gotta hold
You're
off on the
yeah.
deer meat a little bit.
You're so nervous you can't even answer the question.
I'm fine.
Alright.
As you break camp and continue heading southeast towards the desert, I feel like you've gotten closer to the sand in
Did
the
we?
clouds in the
We didn't
sky.
even make it half a day.
A little closer.
I mean, we are
Damn,
closer.
This
Yeah.
trip's gonna take fucking 12 episodes.
You're getting there. You're getting there. You break camp and begin to head out, continuing on this journey through the Cradlefields.
Mhm.
That's probably a good spot to wrap up for today's session.
Alright.
Damn it, Timon. Jerky was a bad idea.
That was the best ending note to this episode that possibly
Timing
had.
was perfect. Especially because Astra's also been asking you about indigestion.
Thanks for joining us, and see you next time in the Alcove.
Bye.
Bye.